Craig always scares me with that voice. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 5th session of the updated DXdao community call. We're going to be recapping some recent initiatives today, kind of past the holiday season here, and of course having a bit of fun in light of course, I wrote International Trivia Day, but those of you that were on the call here before and not listening at home have now learned that it's National Trivia Day in America. As usual, we'll have a distribution of the POAP we generated in the last call. We went for a bit of a Christmas theme. I can share that here in the chat. Make sure to pick another bad prompt for me, Sid says. The POAP here is in the chat. That will be claimable by anyone that has interacted with the chat starting as of 10 minutes ago. So if you've interacted in the chat within the last 10 minutes to, of course, the end of the call here at the top of the hour, you will be sent a POAP by our lovely What4, as usual. Of course, being sent a link by a committee manager, make sure it is the correct link and make sure it is coming from What4. That will be at the top of the hour.
It actually looks pretty dope. Sorry. It's like a dope.
Yeah. I was wondering why it won, because I kind of saw it and it didn't look... like the context wasn't there, I think, but now that it's like being put into a window, I really like it.
Yeah, it's not accurate, but it like looks good. I'm not sure what the little flames on the chess pieces are, or like why it looks like there's Santas at different sizes. But anyway,
half of them are midgets, you know. I think they're elves. Sorry, offensive to the elves. This is the full image here. Before I kind of rasterize it a bit. So you can see a little rougher around the edges. I think one of the problems when we were generating these is that the elves were kind of chess pieces. And I think this one, because it was the least chess piece like elves playing chess. Anyhow, we're going to hop into some DXdao topics, some of the recent things. I kind of mentioned it here in my notes, but unfortunately for you, Chris, you have a lot of very important threads right now, so I might be calling on you a little bit here. But as usual, we'll hop through these topics, hop into some trivia for National Trivia Day. And then wrap up, as usual, with a little bit of collaborative image generation. And we'll try to kind of brainstorm a topic this time. So do as we normally do, but kind of focus on one topic and see where we can kind of get that. Without further ado, some recap topics from DXdao. The first one I want to highlight, 3IC's DXD Redemption Implementation, which you may have caught in the forum. So the lovely folks at 3AC, which is, of course, not the Eros Capital, but the Autis Consulting, have put together an implementation for the DXD Redemption floor that was indicated in the recently passed DXD token model upgrade. This allows users to input an amount of DXD to redeem. They'll get a live quote. It'll go through some oracles, make sure there's no manipulation, and then finally allow the user to redeem. I do have that document here, which is in the forum. If anyone was wanting to take a specific look through, and I'm not sure if any of the 3AC guys who are here want to kind of speak to it. Otherwise, just a quick kind of fun call of attention to that and that it's moving. The good kind of silence. Cool, yeah. So look out for more from that on the redemption side of things. That in the chat here is the kind of redemption document, but there is a forum post as well that you can find. That would be right about here, so you can kind of join in on that if you have anything to bring to the table. Next kind of micro topic I wanted to hit on is phase 3 of the budgetary process. Specifically, we did touch this a bit last call, but I think it's worth running over again. I think the best of my knowledge, most, if not all, squad budgets are submitted and passed at this stage. Bar, I think they're all submitted. Is that right, Chris? You want to give a bit of an update on that front?
Sure thing. Guilds, too. So, as a reminder, DXdao is shifting away from a system where individual contributors submit proposals and get paid for their contributions to ones where an entity of individuals, or what we're calling a guild, submits a scope of work and a budget and gets paid kind of through that. So we've been shifting all of the existing DXdao contributors over to this new system, and it's kind of involved a lot of different restructuring on what people are working on and how we're accounting for it there. And then we've also done a lot of really planning for what folks are going to work on in the first half of 2023 in terms of milestones and goals, who's going to be working on what. So a lot of that work was done over December, and then that culminated in these guild budgets, the 5 guild budgets. We have the Operations Guild, which covers the Governance, Treasury, Contributor X, and DevOps squads. We have the Voice Guild, which covers the DX Voice squad and the DX Biz squad. And then we have the 3 product guilds right now, Swapr, DXGov, and Carrot. So as Keenan said, all of those budgets passed just at the end of the year. I think January 1st, the last ones went through, and those were approval of the 1H 2023 budgets. They did not include the actual funding, but separate to that, we now have a funding proposal that will actually fund these guilds for the first quarter. So the budgets were for the first half of 2023, but this funding proposal is to fund for the Q1 of each of the guilds, in addition to sending $160,000 to the Gnosis chain base to replenish funds there. So this proposal in total sends, I think $620,000, but $470,000 of that is to the guilds themselves. The proposal hopefully will pass in 4 days, and that will be a big milestone, I think, in terms of how DXdao is funding and paying contributors. And I think the other thing we were just chatting about in terms of it changes a lot of different processes that we've developed in DXdao, specifically around not just worker proposals, but how that has had a form of accountability for contributors. And so how do we make sure we have that same accountability of contributors, but instead of being accountable to DXdao, you're accountable to your individual guild, which is then accountable to DXdao. And then kind of alongside this, we are dog fooding our DXGov's guilds product and using that really to manage things. And so the DXGov team has done a lot of work on this in terms of getting things up to speed there. And I think the most exciting thing I'm for using that is how is to be able to use like a forum, or maybe we're calling it discussion, within the Davi, the governance product. So where you see proposals for your guild, you can also see discussions and forums there. And I think that's a key thing that's been missing from a lot of different governance platforms, is like integrating discussion and voting and proposals all in one. So I think in the initial stage, the guilds will be using like the discussion component of Davi, and then that will set the stage kind of for more dog fooding and more use of the Davi product across that. As I said, this proposal is live. For those of you that can see, there's just a massive typo throughout this proposal, in the sense that I said 2022 when I should have said 2023 throughout. So hereby certifying that 2023 is intended. We're not proposing any type of time warp or going back in time here. And so this would be a big shift for DXdao, and hopefully, introduce more accountability and also kind of raise the strategic level of discussion. So we're kind of planning and thinking about things on a longer time frame.
Cool. Yeah, thank you very much, Chris, for the update here on the budgetary side of things. Next little micro topic. Of course, I think actually every single one of the topics I want to highlight today is a Chris forum thread. So I'll try to handle one or two of these. But funding DXdao guilds and Gnosis chain, which you also did mention today. Of course, this kind of puts the funds necessary together to facilitate those budgets you were mentioning. Generally tops up the Gnosis chain base. I think it's in a slight deficit right now, if that's correct. So as you kind of mentioned in the post, there's two kind of separate funding installments, you call them, where half is being requested in this proposal, which funds the Gnosis chain base. So the first half of those guild funding, as well as the deficit for this proposal. So some funds moving over to Gnosis chain, and those proposals, I think, actually might only just be me, now that I think about it, that will be in a deficit. Should be redeemable by the time these funds move. Cool. Next little micro topic, provisioning liquidity on DXD WETH on Swapr mainnet proposal. Again, another post by you, Chris, which I believe was mentioned last call briefly. The highlights, I guess this proposal highlights the commitments from the new DXD token model, which has passed recently to providing 1 million of liquidity to the DXD ETH pair. DXD Treasury NAV has currently surpassed 60% by the most recent calculation. To the best of my knowledge, I think it's 68. You can correct me if I'm wrong there, Chris. I don't have it in front of me. This proposal should be executed as laid out by those kind of stipulations, and kind of focus on finally some DAO provided liquidity directly to the DXD pair. So I'm not sure if there's anything extra to kind of add there, Chris, but that's the underlying point, and I believe that's moving through now.
Yeah, no, just quickly, that it's kind of, you mentioned the Redemptor one, that's kind of a larger way of implementing this. And then in addition to that, if you noticed on mainnet, there's been a lot more or larger buyback orders of like the $15,000 purchase. So that's another way of kind of implementing it into Swapr liquidity. And then the last one is we are investigating how to use Mesa for some limit orders. And so hopefully that will actually be another option there that we're implementing soon.
Perfect. Thank you. And actually the last little topic I kind of wanted to highlight, again, we'll keep it brief because this was mentioned last call, I believe. But I want to quickly kind of point to the Governance Steward Initiative, which again, proposed by you, Chris. I'm not trying to give you all the airtime here. Started seeing the 3AC VC Mesa deployment, which isn't up yet.
Yeah, I went through a lot of 3AC.VC here. Obviously, those that didn't catch the Alchemy, the team forked Alchemy, the former DAO Stack product, so you can access all the DXdao governance through there if you'd like. The Governance Steward program, which we discussed yesterday on the governance call a little bit. Actually, some people from the community, Spicy, had some interesting thoughts. So the idea of basically like how do we incentivize governance, which means like paying people for governance. And one of the good things about DXdao is that we have a filtered or a curated group of people, of individuals, of addresses, of Ethereum addresses that can do governance. And these are not random people. Well, some of them are because they're from the original distribution, but even that is not too random. But we can offer incentives for governance because it's a little bit harder, not impossible, but a little bit harder to gain governance incentives for non-transferable reputation or soul-bound governance than it is for token or transferable governance here. So this program would basically be a way that anyone with a certain amount of rep, the original post said 0.5%, but I think it's going to be lowered a lot, would be able to apply in order to get paid to be an active governance participant. And this active governance participant would include kind of three things. One, attending governance calls, I think it's listed at 10 over the 6-month period. 2 is voting on a proposal once a month. And then 3 is just kind of like a final check from the governance squad or operations team for any type of gameability or any type of malicious activity. That's just to live a little bit of I guess safety valve in case there is someone kind of using this maliciously or getting paid for something like that. Again, I think this is like a cool idea of trying to engage a wider group of DXdao governance rather than just the contributors that are getting paid to work full time. And of course, they can follow along with all the minutia of DXdao governance. But I think if DXdao is to succeed going forward, it's really important that you have not just the people working full-time day-to-day that are involved in the governance decisions, but a wider group of people involved. So yeah, hopefully this as I said, I think we'll have a reply to this post and update based on the discussion yesterday and the governance call. And yeah, hoping to probably get this proposal maybe by the end of the month here, and we'll have a way for people to apply for that.
Which I have now shared in the chat if you want to check the forum thread out. But thank you very much, Chris. Before we hop into some fun trivia here, just a quick reminder that for any of you joining us a bit later, in order to be eligible for the POAP of this call, that is the 5th call POAP, please interact in some way in the chat, preferably through text, but reaction should be okay as well. Of course, doing our best to do snapshots, but in order to guarantee yourself a POAP, make sure you have written in the chat during this call window. What's the context on 3AC? Does it mean the same thing as the general meaning of 3AC in the crypto space in 2022? Dave, I see you here. I'm not sure if you want to add anything to that. Yeah, here's the link from Dave. It's a consultancy group adage on the 3 Euros Capital kind of meme, I suppose. Yeah, a bit of a meme, but kind of the name for the consultancy. I believe. I'm not sure if you want to share names, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to kill you afterwards, but I'll no, it's just like me, Adam, and Fede working on some projects together. That's pretty much it, yeah.
Cool. Well, let's hop into a bit of trivia. I'm going to bring up something on my stream here. Maybe we need to pause the music, which is scandalous in this call. Yeah, I know this is a bit outside kind of the regular schedule, a bit of a new thing. So if you don't want to participate, no need, you can just watch. But would love as many participants as possible. You have no need to come on the stage and speak. Just simply connect via a link here. Should be able to join the stream now. And reminder for those of you joining us later, we are doing this in light of what I thought was International Trivia Day, which was actually National Trivia Day, of course, in the United States. So those of you wanting to participate, you'll open another browser window or use your phone. You'll go to jackbox.tv and just enter the code on the screen. And this is where I call on Ross to join us on stage as well. Sorry, I know there's like 4 Rosses here. The DXGov Ross.
The original one.
Just gonna change the sound level here. How does it sound, by the way? You don't need the sound, but it is nice to have. I think DXdao folks, we actually played a bit of this in Denver, which was a good time.
Yeah, I remember that. Wait, how do we get in?
You'll have to
stream.
You got to open another browser window or use your phone and go to jackbox.tv. It's a separate link. Do not click everyone's in until we have 8. And then you can, because anyone else that wants to join will head into the audience. We do have 2 Rosses. room for one more AC. We have one AC and two AC. There we go. So we have a full lobby. Anyone else that joins now is in the audience, which is more of a spectator-esque position, but you can vote still. The code is ZTZU. It's on the left. Or Z. I'm not sure. Chris's name is the code. Cool. Dave, you can kick us off here. So those of you that aren't familiar with this collection, it's like a digital kind of guided trivia-esque experience. So you answer some trivia questions. If you fail, then you have to fight for your life. It's a fun time. Yeah, we are back at the house in Denver. Except this time we have more people. Yeah, less beer. It is 8 a.m. here for me. And those of you that haven't joined us for the last one, Chris will answer these all right immediately.
Boom.
There it is. Said you should still be able to spectate if you join the code. Ooh.
This was like Plinko in The Price is Right.
Yeah.
Ooh, I get to curse the bucket.
So those of you that answer the question right will pick a bucket. Greedy on the left side. So for context, for those of you not Boston College, those of you joining us for the first time for one of these, death doesn't mean anything. You'll see at the end what it means. Death means your rep is burned.
No, one or two. I shouldn't be. Everybody but Keenan.
Don't look at me.
So Keenan, you're gonna die? Is that, would we even need a competition?
I do get to fight. I have not played enough Civ. This is rough.
This is really mean.
Man. I accidentally hit the submit button.
Boom.
I hit the submit button. I had it. It was perfect.
That is like a pretty like scary like typing for your life.
Yeah.
Now, did anyone do Mavis Beacon teaches typing? I also had Mario teaches typing too.
Ah. Whatever happened to those typing games where you type to shoot, right?
It was before the chat. Oh.
Yeah, brutal. The audience score is cool.
Keenan, have you gotten a single question correct?
I think I got one. I think I got the first one. I do not know what a Michelin star is, though.
Wow. That's the best dining.
Is it American? If it's American...
It's not. It's funny. It's literally it's the best restaurant in the world. You get like a Michelin star, but it started from Michelin, the car company, who like gave a like eater's guide to restaurants, and because they were a tire company and for people driving, and it kind of morphed from that into
Interesting.
I should know this.
This is where my Northern Canadian knowledge comes into.
I mean, I was going to say 2 weeks. That's what I was like thinking before the thing came up.
Yeah, I was thinking 2 weeks. So you don't want to go over 21. And those of us that are alive can roll. If we get a skull, it adds 1 to both of you.
Oh, I didn't know I could see yours. I should say it.
Everyone kept just rolling the skulls there. I just had to wait.
What does the glasses do for you, Ross?
I think it just gives me a bunch of extra options that are like, I'm not crazy. I don't know.
Oh.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Social, everyone drinks. Do not know. No idea here. Oh, wow.
Gotta love rolling the dice, man.
A lot of people in that. I was thinking winking or whatever the perusing.
Yeah, I thought perusing, Glenn.
I know. Thank you. That's a very easy one to Google there.
This is like elementary school quiz.
Which? Oh no, this is an Indiana Jones movie for sure.
Yeah.
This is the Holy Grail, right? The Holy Grail is actually just it's not a fancy cup because he's the son of a carpenter.
The ACs have picked the most menacing looking cups.
Apologies, I did put the poison in the green one.
Look at Ross. The Rosses.
Something about the name.
Battle.
Wouldn't really call it a religion.
Oh, okay, good.
Ooh, only. Oh, no territories, of course. You know, all those people that all I know is. I'm trying to pick one no one else picked. 10 or 12?
You remove the territories and my brain lapses.
Canada collapses too.
Melanie couldn't think of a Canadian province. Oh.
Ooh. I got you there, Ross. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we're having a bit of a trivia fun day, Cantillon. Thank you for attending. We'll see you on the next one. It will be in 2 weeks from now. But have a great day, man. Real Ross gets to go first as the survivor. If you're wondering why the ghost can't answer.
I don't even understand the question. Is
It's
that
a
Stewards?
no, it's an old franchise, like Goosebumps era.
Okay.
Yes, Dave.
Oh, man, I gotta.
This is like the time crunch.
Do you think I got that wrong? I know one is. Oh.
Definitely no Googling allowed here, those of you that have been flying under the radar.
Boom.
This is a skewed question. I want a refund. Oh,
Oh, I was like, the death that we could do. More than one. I was like, yeah, tapped is definitely one. Where am I?
Yeah. Oh. Ross is catching up to real Ross here.
Bro, what the fuck is this?
Upon what to do
I know they're not. Yep, not Nashville. Who put all them? Yeah. Oh, I thought you was one.
I did too.
Easy.
Not good.
I think Catherine Bigelow. Let's do it.
You got to answer all three right, Chris, to win.
I had no idea.
Oh, Ross snuck by.
Oh, wow. That's a nice win.
It was purely based on their. Sure, there couldn't have been one called Carbonara.
The real Ross. I think he takes over the body of the fake Ross. Boos is Ross. Sid is off. All right, take care, man. We will see you next time. Wait, I have like a cut scene here. I'm gonna cut it off here. The questions are rigged. I think actually, now that you mention it, if I remember correctly, subtitles, filter US-centric questions. I totally forgot about this until right now. We can try that next time. Yeah, it's National Trivia Day for the state, so we had to keep them on. I'm going to get the lo-fi back on. That concludes the primary event of the day. I think we should play a little bit more. It was really only a 15-minute thing. I think we could probably do it maybe at the end of each call or something. Maybe every once in a while. The audience was a player, though, which I've never seen before. So everyone like voted together. That was true governance. Fighting for the life of a body. It was interesting. We're going to do a little bit of image generation. Again, primary call agenda is over for those of you not interested in the art generation, but we're going to play through a little bit of art generation over the next, say, 5-10 minutes here, kind of craft out a topic and an image for the next POAP. Final reminder that What4 will be sending those POAPs to those of you that have interacted with the chat. You may also reach out to him directly. He is in this call at the bottom here. Yeah, please DM him if you if you want to expedite and ensure you receive that POAP. Otherwise, as long as you interacted with the chat here, we do have a couple snapshots. Cool. So imaging. What should we go for this time? I feel like we kind of indirectly had a theme last time. We were playing chess. It was winter, and we kind of kept playing around with the idea of like chess, wintry themes. Could go for something trivia related. We did play Murder Party. We could do something a little more scarier. I'm not sure if there's any thoughts. If not, then we can kind of target that. Those of you that have not joined us for an imaging session before, you can type /imagine in the chat. It will bring up the Midjourney bot. Whatever prompt you use will be used to generate an image. I did a little tester here, just murder trivia, and we'll see what it pops up with. It's very propaganda-y. If you haven't joined us before either, you can see that we do struggle a bit with language in image generation in the current age. Ballroom murder suspect. We're going for an old-timey feel, hey? Two Scots named Ross facing off over a game of trivia. I've never seen the Niji modifier, Ross. What does that do? Or is that something you have automatically? There it is. This looks quite accurate. I do like how it interpreted like trivia or game. There's like chess, checkers, billiards. See, the vibe is right, but it has too much language. Go for abstract. So it's really going to run with the abstract idea. It missed the mark on all of them. I love the bottom left one, though. God of Trivia.
Yeah, I like that one.
I like the top right one. It's what the Rosses are fighting over. Upscaled anime style. I'm not sure if you can hear my cats, but they are currently fighting. I love this Scottish wizard that I have brought up. I'm not really seeing the Scottish. But it is good artwork. Nice. Look at the imagery there. I'm not too sure why the god of trivia has a MacBook. Unless that's to say that Ross was joining us on his Mac.
Some pretty impressive AI work there.
Hands that look normal. I think you're asking far too much. This is my Scottish wizard doing some trivia. Does it appear particularly Scottish to you?
Yeah. Non-upscaled version looks a bit like a magical tartan. From a distance it does, but maybe less so if you look at it closely.
Now there's Scottish.
I don't think we needed that.
Hands that look normal. I think that is quite the opposite. Cool. Well, we have a good selection. We're nearing the top of the hour. I don't want to hold you guys any longer. We'll run through a couple of revisions, upscales, and kind of change a bit of the prompts around. But we'll get some nice upscaled versions out and votable by the end of the day today. And as usual, next Thursday, we will announce the winner and kind of point to the next call. That next community call will be on the 19th of January, 1600 UTC, as usual, 8 a.m. for me, anyone on the PST time zone, which may only be Sky. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for attending. I think it was a super fun little trivia day. Hopefully we can do it again soon, kind of jack the numbers up a little bit, get some more people, get a larger audience. I think it was actually pretty interesting to see how the audience worked. I've never seen it, but it looks like they vote on questions, and then the majority vote kind of causes what the character answers. Maybe DXgov needs to implement the audience bot into Davi. But yeah, thank you.
We're considering something similar.
Yeah.
Integration. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sick. Cool. Well, thanks again, everyone. We'll see you for some voting end of the day today for the winners next week. And of course, in 2 weeks for the next DXdao community call, January 19th. Thanks again, everyone. And we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Thanks, Keenan.
Thank you. Cheers.